is like a two-armed, two-legged memory maker, man. This guy does some amazing things. Whenever the boys get together, and the boys are on this side, as we can tell. Whenever the boys get together, Kevin will always say to us, should boys go do what boys do best? We say, yeah, sit around and talk about stories. Yes. So I encourage you to continue to go on in your life, continuing to tell stories and also making stories at the same time. And to continue to do it with all of us, to tell stories and to make stories. And I was one of those unusual guys that they encountered on State Street. I don't recommend anybody to do that, usually. You might run into Scanner Dan or Plumber Bob. But we were out there. It was a night not unlike tonight. It was a beautiful summer night. The boys had gotten together for a boys' weekend before that, and it was very disappointing. It was disheartening. The boys felt like they lost it. The boys had essentially gone out and came back home at 3 p.m. and took a nap until 10 p.m. So the next time we got together in Madison, we needed to make a comeback. We needed to make a personal comeback, so that's what we did. We went to a movie. We saw Dodgeball.
Solid.
But then we kept it rolling. We went to a church and walked the labyrinth and did a little thinking, and some serious conversation happened on the floor of my condo. And we had some talks. We talked about life. We talked about love. We talked about relationships. And we talked about my frustration that I haven't really even been able to have a commitment with a cactus. We have a witness. Well, anyway, we went out on the town that night, friends. We tried to do what boys do best, try to make stories happen. And we went out into town, and we wanted to show the boys my campus, the University of Wisconsin. So we parked probably about 3 miles away from State Street and walked observatory all along the lake and went out for dinner. And then went to a fine establishment on the White Horse where the boys sat down and carried on for an hour or so. And then we decided that boys will do what boys do best, and that's go dancing. So you'll see some of that later tonight. So we ended up going dancing for a little bit, and then after the dancing, we were feeling good. We were with the boys. It was a nice summer evening, and we stepped out and looked at a beautiful view of the Capitol, all lit up. And that's when Kevin took a look over, and he saw this fine young woman named Andrea, and started a conversation. And this conversation lasted a long time, I'm here to tell you, because we walked all the way down State Street, and then we sat on the steps of the Memorial Union for probably about 3 hours talking. And I was ready to go, so I tried to get everybody moving. Finally, we got everybody moving, but the problem was our vehicle was way down 2 miles away still, along the lake on Observatory Drive. So we ended up taking a nice stroll, nice evening stroll along the lake, and we were singing Boys to Men, I believe. Indeed, we were singing Boys to Men, and a month of time later, we end up right here. Pretty unbelievable. So that stroll, that walk has kept on moving, and the journey will keep continuing on foot, on plane, in cars. Whatever it be, man, we're all going to journey together, and Kevin and Andrea are going to do this. So I would like everybody to please raise your glass, and if you don't have a glass, get something in the air, folks, because we want to toast the woman and man, the myth, the legend, the eighth wonders of the world, the unstoppable, untoppable, undroppable, unpoppable, and uncannonable, Kevin and Andrea Sabota!
Clinky! Clinky! I can't get the go-go gadget arm quite to work.